Guthrie cleared his throat. "Whoa," he began. It trailed off into the wind. She regarded him. At 41 biological years, 72 of Earth's, he remained large, burly, vigorously striding, but furrows crossed the rugged features. The once reddish hair tossed scant and white. The eyes had faded from steel to smoke. They squinted ahead of him as keenly as ever, though, and the bass voice had lost no force. In contrast to her graceful, colorful tunic and cloak, sandals on her feet, he wore just a coverall and his battered old hiking boots. "Is what you have to tell hard for you?" she asked. He shrugged. "Not exactly." He flashed her half a grin. "Which you must well know, sweetheart. After this lifetime together, and all the centuries and embodiments before." His gaze lingered on her, tall, slim, hazel-eyed, high-cheeked face marked by age mainly in deepening of the amber complexion and graying of the black shoulder-length hair. "No, I started to speak," he said, "and then sudden-like got to remembering. Another coast, another woman, but she had been very young, a girl, and he was in his first life, a mortal like her, and it was on Earth. No importe, before your time." Her hand closed on his for a moment, as much as sizes allowed. They walked onward. A massive live oak and garnet-leaved Japanese maple spread their canopies ahead, some meters from the strand. A squirrel scampered up a bowl, and 2 crows took flight, hoarsely cawing. "Yon should be a good spot for us," Guthrie suggested. His companion nodded. "Yes, you can really feel the presence of the mother here, can't you?" "Think she'll listen in?" "Probably not. She has the whole world to look after, and especially now, with the ecological balance in New India crashing." It was always precarious, when life sought a foothold in realms that had been wholly barren, or that at most held a few tiny, primitive native organisms. Nothing less than an integration of that life itself, globally, through a single awareness, could make it flourish in a span humanly rather than geologically meaningful. He deferred to her intuition. She had, in sense, herself been to meet her mother. If now in the flesh, her memories of that existence were dim, fragmentary, like scraps of dream. Nevertheless, they were a dower of something beyond human ken, and this would be true of every Demeter daughter, for as long as the race went starfaring. "Okay, we'll tell her later," Guthrie said, deliberately prosaic. "And everybody else. But I did want you and me to talk first." They settled down under the oak, side by side, leaning back against its sun-warmed roughness. Their vision turned west over seas, brighter but more distant than Sol from Earth, therefore smaller in heaven. Beta Hydrae sank out of sight, with a quickness increased by the planet's 24-hour rotation period. A cloud bank on that horizon burned red and molten gold. The gulls skimmed low, mewing. "It happened while I was gone, didn't it?" the woman prompted. She had been on the Northland continent, where nature was well established on the eastern seaboard, visiting one of their sons, his wife, and especially the grandchildren. Guthrie had been too engaged with his latest project, a shipyard, to go along. "Obviously," he replied. "A message from Centauri, no?" she asked softly. "Huh?" he exclaimed, startled. "Did the mother tell you?" She shook her head. "I said I don't believe she's been paying close attention to secure places like this. In any case, if she did know, but saw you wanted to keep it secret a while, she would have likewise. You'd have your good reasons." Reasons that Amaterasu Mother might well appreciate better than he did himself, Guthrie thought. Her vastness and diversity growing and